All right, here we are. It's day three for our healing opportunity that we're giving ourselves. I'm so glad you're joining us. This is powerful. It is meant to be life-changing. And it's really challenging to do this on our own. So that's why we're gathered. That's why we have all these group homework sessions. So we don't have to do this work alone. We can do it together. It's powerful and it's beautiful. It's deeply healing and nourishing. It is a gift that we give to ourselves that is self-loving. Every year in Masterful Living, people will tell me, they say, Jennifer, you're talking about self-love a lot. I don't even really know what that means. What does that really look like? Well, self-love is when we are making choices from our heart that are nourishing and supportive of ourselves. So we're making choices about how we'd like to be in this world, and we're moving out of the mindset of lack and limitation, which is what the ego mind system is all about. It's a consistent sense of lack and limitation. We're moving out of that into we have something. We're not in lack and limitation. We have it. We have the spiritual connection. We have the mind of God. We have the heart of God. It's pre-installed within us. And we're being kind and gentle to ourselves, with ourselves, so that we can heal any sense of lack, any sense of unworthiness. And it really works. Then the more we love ourselves, the more we let all kinds of good things into our life, and it's profound. It's really life-changing. So that's the invitation here, is to continue to do this challenge work for the purpose of loving yourself free of self-sabotage and self-medication, because it's a really gnarly cycle, and it can be dissolved and resolved permanently back to whatever the root cause is, so we never experience it again. And this is our mandate, to live from love, to stop playing small. So today's worksheet is about triggers. Okay, it's really helpful to find out what the triggers are. Now, I can share with you that one of the biggest triggers for me was spiritual work. That's right. And I remember one time in particular that I had done a beautiful afternoon spiritual practice with one of my best friends. This is when I was living in LA, and it was on a Friday afternoon. We used to do that on a regular basis, and we'd get together and just have a really powerful spiritual practice at the afternoon, a really healing, nourishing time. It was really uplifting and high vibrational. And so I was driving home from there one day, and so it's Friday, rush hour traffic in LA, which is notorious. It is very intense. And so I was in the traffic, and I had the thought, I could have frozen yogurt for dinner, right? Frozen yogurt, I like the tart, it's unsweetened, and just a bowl of yogurt, and then I put some toppings on it. I take it home and have a healthy dinner, right, of yogurt, really. And my higher self, which I was so in touch with in that moment, driving home from the spiritual practice, my higher self said, ask who wants the yogurt. Ask, who is it that wants the yogurt? And so I was obedient, and I said, who wants the yogurt? And I knew instantly that it wasn't me, that this was an ego prompt. Why was it an ego prompt? Because in my history, I had had the experience of self-medicating with frozen yogurt. There's nothing wrong with eating frozen yogurt any time of the day or night. There's really not. But it's not about what you eat. It's about why you eat it and what is the purpose. So when we're eating too much, overeating, we're self-medicating. Right? And so in the past, I had done that with frozen yogurt, gotten too big a dish, eaten it all, too many toppings. I like to have Reese's Pieces and granola and almonds or walnuts on it. And sometimes I'll put some, peanut butter cups on it. Sometimes it's just a little too much candy, and because I'm not much of a sweet tooth. And voila, I'm in self-medication now, right? Because I would go oftentimes when I would feel prompted to go for my frozen yogurt splurge dinner, I would do it right after having done spiritual practice and spiritual work when I was super high vibrational. So then you see, if I overindulge in the frozen yogurt, what's going to happen is I'm going to go into this thought of, I ate too much. I'm bad. Something's wrong with me. I shouldn't have done that. And it becomes then this place of shame. Oh, when am I ever going to learn? Why do I keep making the same mistakes? Self-recrimination. That's not self-love. It's self-recrimination. It's self-attack. So you see, in that moment, when I was driving home from the spiritual practice, the prompt, I could get frozen yogurt for dinner, which actually would have been very convenient. It was almost on the way home. Then I didn't have to cook or do anything, and I could just have a nice, quiet evening. But that's not what it was about in that moment. That's why my higher self prompted me, ask, who wants the yogurt? And when I did, I knew, even before I finished asking the question, that it was just a spiritual bypass, right? It was really just a way to distract myself, bring my vibration down, to overindulge. There's that possibility that I would have had too much frozen yogurt, too many toppings, and then felt bad and ashamed and like a loser, and back into that pattern, and all that spiritual practice that I had done all afternoon, bring it right back down. And that was my pattern, right? So I'd be driving home from agape spiritual classes for years, and I would stop on the way home and get cigarettes, alcohol, food, and all kinds of things to binge on at night on the way home from my class, bring my vibration right back down. And I'd go totally unconscious, watching television, staying up too late, and then I'd wake up the next morning and I'd feel hungover from too much salt, to staying up too late, drinking the alcohol, not enough water, cigarettes, whatever it was, because I did it for years, all kinds of variations. So this is my trigger. My trigger is really intense, deep spiritual practice. Not anymore, but it used to make me want to go into self-medication, to bring my vibration back down, because I wasn't comfortable at the high vibration. And this is so common among spiritual students. It is so common, and nobody talks about it, which is why I talk about it. Because I'd like to bring these things to the light. I'd like us all to be liberated from it forever. Yes. And that's why it's so important that we be the two or more who are gathered and do this work together. And that's why the homework sessions, the group homework sessions, are so valuable, so helpful. They're deep and powerful and beautiful. So please come. You're going to get so much more healing. So we're going to be looking at triggers in the worksheet today. See if you can identify what the triggers are, because awareness is curative. You see, for me, I realized that awareness is curative, meaning that when you know what the pattern is, when you identify it and you're aware of it, then you can get out in front of it and you can stop it. You can say, no, I'm not going to do that. And there's a big difference between saying, no, I'm not going to do that anymore, and really saying, I'm done with that. There's a big difference. So there's a decision that we can make that we are not going to do it anymore. For me, I can't tell you, I probably said I'm not going to do that anymore a couple thousand times, and I still kept repeating it. Had I done this work, I think it would have changed everything for me, had I done it in a group like we're doing it here. So really give everything you can to what are the triggers. Think about the times when you've gone into binging and self-medicating and self-sabotaging by slacking off of work, or you don't want to get out of bed, or whatever it is. You miss your deadline, all kinds of ways that you self-sabotage. Really look at what the triggers are. Are they related to your relationships? Are they related to how you feel about your body? Are they related to how you're doing at work? Are they related to certain people in your life that you have conversations with that trigger you? Is it any kind of a thing? It's going to be unique for you as it is unique for me. And we're also going to have a lot of similarities. That's another reason to go to the group homework sessions, is to recognize in each other what our similarities are. So you might say something in a homework session that I haven't realized that that's operating in my life, but you talk about it and then I go, oh my God, I've got that too. I'm going to write that down. More clarity. Awareness is healing. Our expanded awareness allows us to make higher, more loving choices. And that's what this is really about, making higher, more loving choices. So write down as many triggers as you can. Write down as many details as you can, because then when these triggers come along in the future, you're going to be more likely to recognize, oh, there's my trigger. Time for me to do something different. Yes, and that can save a lot of time and energy. You already know how much time, energy, attention, money, and effort your self-medication is costing you. Now's the chance to really turn that around. Wouldn't you like to save all that time, energy, and money and put it into your spiritual practice, putting it into something that's meaningful and makes you feel great about yourself and your life? Yeah, of course you would. So that's what we're about here. That's what we're doing. Enjoy these group homework sessions. Bring your worksheets, and I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah! Bye.